Hello everyone and welcome back to more Let's Play Professor Layton and the Curious Village. In the last episode I promised everyone that we would actually be going to the tower, so, let's do that. And I'm kinda glad that we are, because I just can't stand seeing any sliding puzzles anymore, ever again. So, yeah. The tower is actually the place where most of the mysteries of this game are gonna be solved. That is pretty much all of them, except one which we've already solved. So this is going to be very exciting. Well, it looks like you've solved at least 75 puzzles. Alright then, go on in the tower. This place gives me goosebumps. Plus, it's all murky in here and I can't see a thing. Oh my! Ugh! Oh my and ugh indeed. I guess people don't often go into the front door, after all. Oh, my head. Luke, are you alright, my boy? No injuries, I hope? Don't worry, Professor, I'm fine. And yourself? Nothing a good long bath later won't solve, but more importantly, where are we? This room is full of curious machines. I've never seen anything like them. What do you suppose they do? What in the world? Look over there on the wall, Professor. My word. There are pictures of the villagers displayed here. And what's this? There's a key for almost every villager. Professor, what if somebody is using this place to keep an eye on what's going on in St. Mystere? Look, there are stains over there. Let's get out of here. This place gives me the shivers. Oh, stairs, I mean. Yes, you're quite right, Luke. Let's head out. Okay, there's a book here, which is pretty interesting. Oh, what's this notebook? Did you find something interesting? I think so. This notebook looks like someone's been using it as a diary. Just a little longer now. Soon this village will achieve the purpose it was designed for. I've waited so long for this day, but as it comes closer, I feel a little lonely. I hope that, at the very least, the young mistress finally finds happiness at the end of all this. This poor diary looks like it's been through a lot. All the pages are terribly frayed. I bet all the scraps of paper we found in the village came from here. Okay, so that's that mystery solved, I guess. Ooh, Cash Boy! Found some cash? Oh, there we go. Why would they hide it there? That's not a very good hiding spot for cash. I can't find any more cash. Cash Boy isn't telling me anything either, so let's head on. Oh, what's this? You. You two again. What are you doing here? What are you up to? Just a moment, sir. What are you talking about? I know it. You came here to steal my secrets, didn't you? Didn't you? Don't play dumb with me. I see right through you. Don't think I haven't been watching. I've seen you two sniffing around every nook and cranny in the village, obstructing my work. Now I've had it, so unless you want trouble, give me back number 38. Please calm yourself, sir. Just listen to what we have to say for a moment. We haven't intended to get in the way of your work. We are merely searching for the golden apple. Neither of us knows anything about this number 38 business. Oh. Did you just say the golden apple? You're really here looking for the golden apple then? Precisely. Do you know anything that could be of help to us? So that's how it is, eh? What you're looking for is on the top floor of the tower. But watch out, cause the puzzles in this tower are harder than a diamond chip drill. Drill. I know they call you a puzzle master, but are you sure you have what it takes to solve them? Now why would you go and tell us something like that? I bet you just want to set us up to walk right into some sort of trap. What would I possibly gain from doing something like that? Not to mention it's my duty to guide those who seek the golden apple towards their goal. Some mischief maker sneaked into the village and had me all confused, but I think I've worked things out now. Seeing as how it's your duty and all that, would you mind filling us in? What is St. Mystere's big secret? Alright. The name is Bruno. I work for the Reinhold family. For some time now I've managed St. Mystere from up here in the tower. Managed St. Mystere. You're the one who manages the life of each of the villagers, aren't you? What in the world are you two talking about? Surely you must have seen them too, Luke. Do you recall the cogs we found about the village and the keys we just saw? All the villagers in Saint Mystere are robots, created by Bruno. What do you mean, the villagers are all robots? In other words, the inhabitants of Saint Mystere aren't human, but intricately constructed machines. They're robots, my boy. I have to say, I'm astonished that anyone could build such elaborate machines in this day and age. You must be quite the engineer, sir. Oh, aren't you a sharp one? I never imagined you'd work out so much of the mystery by yourself. What do you mean, sir? Saint Mystere isn't a real village, Luke. It was constructed by Bruno and the late Baron. How am I doing so far, Bruno? You're absolutely correct. Master believed that one day an heir worthy of his fortune would come forward. He had me build this village and all who dwell within it to prepare for that day. Then he hid his greatest treasure, the golden apple, away on the top floor of this tower. I was ordered to protect it with my life. Until the person arrives who can solve the puzzle of the golden apple, I will continue to protect it. Remarkable. I'm impressed at how far Baron Reinhold went to protect his treasure. Hold on for a second here. Over on the left screen here, that boy on the very left. We've never seen him before. Who the hell is he? Why is he there? That's very strange. Anyway, it's not just any treasure, mind you. The golden apple was the Baron's most precious treasure. But why go through all this just to hide treasure? Why build an entire village to protect it? And why forget to turn off Skype again because I'm an idiot? Oh whoops, seems I've been a little loose-lipped here. I've already said more than I should have. The answers you're looking for are waiting for you at the top of the tower. Go on then, show me if you're the one who can solve the puzzle of the golden apple. Oh, we've already solved 2 mysteries. We already had solved 2 mysteries, I mean. And now we've solved 2 more. So we'll look at those in a minute. Actually, right now. Where was that? Mysteries, there we go. The small cogs recovered by Layton and Lou came loose from Simon and Ramon when they collapsed. The cogs, along with the mysterious disappearances he observed around the village, convinced Layton that all the villagers in Saint Mystere were robots. The abductions around the village were actually the work of Bruno, who moved under the cover of night to retrieve his broken robots. Bruno would bring robots back to the tower to repair them and then return them to the village. As none of the villagers knew they were actually robots, it's only natural that they were terrified by the strange old man. Alright then. That's that. Ooh, Cash Boy. Found something, boy? Yeah, he did. Oops. Didn't mean to trigger a puzzle, but we're triggering a puzzle. Professor, look, the stairs are barred off. Aha, this must be one of the puzzles Bruno warned us about. It does look quite difficult. Well, my boy, are you ready for a challenge? Oh, I'm so ready. Oh no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this. I don't know. Come on. Oh. This perplexing door has a device on it that contains a small red ball in the upper left corner. If you're going to ball through the hole... 21 moves. Let's go. Yep, we're stuck. That's fun. Seriously, 21 moves? That's like not a lot at all. If we do something like this, we can move these 2 down here and move the green one up there. Still not that great, but it looks better than before, I guess. Are we gonna... God, I hate these puzzles so much. Why do they include these? Always, always. Oh, there we go. Come on, move down. Thank you.
Well, here's my guess.
Okay, that wasn't that bad. But you know, it still didn't have anything to do with solving a puzzle. It was just triangle and error. It's always just triangle and error. Were you able to get the ball to the hole without shuffling back and forth too much? If you had to move the ball lots of times to reach the goal, don't worry. Working out how to get to the goal is in the fewest moves possible is an interesting puzzle in itself. No, it isn't. I'm glad I don't have to see this again. There we are. Come on, Luke. We must press on. Alright, lead the way, Professor. Say, Professor, there's something that's been on my mind for a while. Oh, what is it, Luke? When the crank for the bridge was stolen, we were sealed in the village along with Don Paolo. It could be just me, but I feel like this wasn't just a coincidence. Somebody planned it, but who? Haha, well, Luke, I don't have any direct evidence of it, but I'd wager that it was Bruno's doing. Bruno? But why in the world would Bruno do something like that? Do you remember what he said? It's his duty to show the way to those who seek the golden apple. But naturally, Bruno had no idea what kind of people would come to Saint Mystere seeking that treasure. It's likely he trapped us in the village to buy himself some time to evaluate who we were. He wanted to see if we were worthy of the secret. That's terribly presumptuous of him, don't you think? Yeah, and it kind of doesn't make much sense, because we probably wouldn't have left anyway, and if we had left, then how are we worthy of getting the golden apple? So, I don't know. How could he think either of us were bad people? He doesn't even know us. Ha ha ha, who knows how Bruno saw it, Luke? I'm certain he was just being careful. After all, Don Paolo managed to sneak in with us. Bruno probably had his hands full and needed time to see what kind of people had entered the village. God, stop talking to me on Skype, please, people. No one wants to talk to you anyway. Oh, that reminds me, I wanted to ask about that too. Luke, we really should get started here. You can ask me your next question while we're climbing. Shut up, please. Jesus Christ. So many mysteries are being solved. We've already had 3 in this episode, isn't that exciting? Let's read that text again. Because for some reason I think it's interesting, I don't know why. Bruno, caretaker to all of Saint Mystere, was the one who stole the crank for the bridge. His intent was to prevent Layton and Luke from leaving the village, so they would seek out the golden apple and fulfill the late Baron Reinhold's last wish. So, hold on, what secrets do we still have? Right, Lady Dahlia, Ramon's memory. Why? We've solved this already. Mysterious rumbling? Okay, we don't know that yet. Noise at the manor? Still the tower, probably. But, anyway, let's just keep going. The game will lead us along anyway. But first we gotta find some hint coins, because we're running short, obviously. That's where the ground collapsed right there. Can't find some hint coins, let's move on. There we go. That was much easier. There's a question mark on the wall. I'd assume that's a puzzle. It seems to be pretty easy to bypass, honestly, because there's this plank right here. If you could climb up there, just to this place here, and then just jump down there, then you could, you know, just not solve that puzzle. But we are puzzle masters, so we're gonna solve the puzzle, of course. Oh, not another locked door. Whoever built this tower must enjoy watching people suffer. Well, my boy, are you just going to stand there and complain about it? No. Leave this puzzle to me. A magic square. No, oh god. You need to solve this magic square in order to proceed. A magic square is a set of numbers organized in a square, so that adding any string of the 3 numbers, be they horizontal, vertical or diagonal, results in the same total. 1 and 2 have already been placed in the square for you. Complete the rest of the square to open the lock. No thanks. If you have the patience to experiment with all 7 numbers, you'll run across the right answer eventually. On the other hand, not everyone has the patience to do that, so here's the hint. The number 5 goes in the center space. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. Still having trouble? Alright then, here's a big hint for you. The sum of each horizontal, vertical and diagonal pillar is 15. Yeah, that's a huge hint. 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 8 is 15. 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 6 is 15. 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 7 is 15, 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 3 is 15, 8 plus 3 is 14, plus 4, 11 plus 4, yeah, okay, there we go. That was so easy, why didn't they give me a hard puzzle?
Professor, I've solved
Yeah,
it.
I can't be bothered with puzzles like that. Like, I mean, there are some strategies to being able to solve those more easily, but just takes so long. Excellent. Any three numbers aligned horizontally, vertically, or diagonally should add up to 15. Magic squares have been around for thousands of years. The earliest record of one dates back to 650 before Christ in ancient China. Okay. I got it. The door's open now. Good show, Luke. So what was it you were asking me earlier? I'm all ears now. I wanted to know when Don Paolo snuck his way into the village. It seems like he followed us here. The only way into St. Mystere is over the drawbridge. Plus, I doubt Franco would let in such an obviously evil character as Don Paolo. Yes, to be honest, I still haven't quite worked out how Don Paolo entered St. Mystere myself. But it seems that after he made his way in, he tried to stay at Beatrice's inn. Oh, so that's the man who ran out of his bill? On his bill? It makes sense that it was Don Paolo. So that weasel did himself up to look like Inspector Chelmy, snuck into the manor and... Hold on. When did he kill Simon? We'll get to that in a moment. We must keep climbing. Come along. God, the professor is such a tease. He knows all the answers but won't give us any. Oh, look at him. What is he doing here? Pavel. Oh, konnichiwa, amigos. I'm so glad to see other people. I thought I'd be wandering this place forever. Hey, how did you get in here? There's no way you solved all those puzzles. Je ne sais pas, it just happened. Un momento, I'm wandering the sewers. The next thing I know, I'm here. I take it that this isn't the local hotspot my guidebook promised it would be. How curious. So, where is it you'd like to go? If you go down these stairs, you can return to the village. Just make sure you don't fall into the large hole by the entrance. Ah, I don't know what that... I don't know. That should be enough information to get me there, but may I ask you one more favor? All this talk of stairs has reminded me of a so I know. Answer for me, por favor. Alrighty. Why not? Pavel has a puzzle, and we are the puzzle masters, so let's solve it. Jim, Mike, Steve, and Tom. Jim, Mike, Steve, and Tom. Those are some great names for your default characters. Jim, Mike, Steve, and Tom are standing on the stairs. You know the following about them. Jim and Tom are not next to each other. Steve and Mike are one step apart. Tom is on a higher step than Steve, so which of A, B, C, and D is Jim? Can I scribble on the screen? I cannot. That's really unfortunate. Let me pause it and get out my snipping tool. Okay, there we go. I wish we had one thing who they told us where it is. Jim and Tom are not next to each other. Tom is on a higher step than Steve. Steve and Mike are one step apart. So that would mean that Tom is either this one or this one. Wait, who was I talking about? Tom. Jim and Tom are not next to each other. So if he was this one, then Jim would have to be A, and if he was this one, then Jim would have to be either him or him. Tom is on a higher step than Steve. Okay, so let's say that this here is Tom, then this would have to be Steve, and this would have to be Mike, and this would have to be Jim, because Jim and Tom are not next to each other. Steve and Mike are one step apart, yeah. Tom is on a higher step than Steve. Yeah, that works. It's A. I can't click on the snipping tool, that doesn't work. A.
There we go.
Indeed, Professor, there we go. Ooh.
Frankly,
We're not going anywhere near that. Too bad, this really isn't a difficult puzzle if you just take your time. Shut up. God, what an ass. What a fucking... wow. Shut up, game. Jesus Christ. It worked beautifully though. Jim and Tom are not next to each other. Steve and Mike are one step apart. Tom is on a higher step than Steve. Let me get out my snipping tool again. This is such bullshit. Okay, Jim and Tom are not next to each other. Steve and Mike are one step apart. Tom is on a higher step than Steve. So... God damn it, Tom is on a higher step than Steve. So let's say that he is Tom. This is Steve. Steve and Mike are one step apart, so that will have to be Mike. Jim and Tom are not next to each other, so that will be Jim. Jim and Tom are not next to each other. Steve and Mike are one step apart. Tom is a higher step than Steve. Did I just do something wrong before? I don't know, but this works as well. So let's try C then.
There we go.
What?
I suppose I thought wrong.
Yeah, I suppose so too. What's going on? Am I just really? It has to be B
There
then,
we
right?
go.
What? What if?
Frankly, I'm ashamed.
I'm way too confused by this. But we're not losing any pick rats anymore, so that's good. Okay, it's
There we
D.
go.
Did you know? Did you know that it's D? Ooh, well done me. I did
Critical
everything
thinking
right.
is the key to success.
That's right, Jim is D. Steve and Mike are next to each other, and Tom is above Steve. Since you know Jim is not next to Tom, he must be on the lowest step, so he is D. A is Tom, and Steve and Mike are B and C, although there is no way of knowing which is which with this information. Okay. So that's the explanation, I guess. I don't know. I don't really get it. But okay, grazie. Now I'm ready to go back to the village. What a strange fellow. Professor, do you suppose that man is human? I believe so. He's an odd one though, isn't he? I've never seen an explorer with such a poor sense of direction. Stranger still is how he entered St. Mystere. I don't think even he knows how he did it. Perhaps his presence yesterday was another reason why Bruno felt compelled to hide the crank. Okay then. So we've gotten about, I'd say, a third into the tower, or maybe a little further than that. In the next episode we will actually take on some more puzzles, because I'd wanna finish some more puzzles before we finish the tower, so yeah. Goodbye.